Welcome back to the channel, numismatic coins collectors and history lovers. Today we're diving deep into the story of the 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a small but powerful piece of American history. This 1-cent coin isn't just copper and design. It's a symbol of strength, resilience, and the spirit of a nation on the brink of change. Stay tuned as we uncover its fascinating history, hidden details, and the incredible value this vintage penny can hold today. Top 12. First up, the 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny, also known as the 1941 cent, is one of the most iconic coins from the United States Mint. It was struck during a time when America was emerging from the Great Depression and on the brink of World War II. This coin not only served as a simple piece of currency, but also represented the nation's resilience and unity. Featuring the enduring portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 1940 Wheat Penny remains a symbol of American strength, history, and craftsmanship, making it a favorite among collectors even today. The design of the 1940 Wheat Penny follows the same style introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The obverse front side of the coin features the bust of Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. Above his head reads the motto, "In God We Trust." To the left appears the word "Liberty," and on the right side is the date 1940. The reverse backside displays two stylized wheat stalks curving along the edges, giving the coin its famous nickname, the Wheat Penny. In the center are the words 1 cent and United States of America, while at the top is the national motto EPLURABUSUNUM, meaning out of many, one. The simple yet powerful design captures both America's agricultural roots and its national unity. In 1940, the Lincoln Wheat Pennies were minted in 3 locations across the United States: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark. The Philadelphia Mint produced the largest quantity, with over 586 million coins. The Denver Mint struck around 81 million, while the San Francisco Mint minted approximately 112 million coins. Even though hundreds of millions were made, the condition of these coins greatly affects their value today, especially those in pristine, uncirculated states or with unique minting errors. Composition and physical features. The 1940 Wheat Penny was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing 3.11 grams with a diameter of 19 millimeters. This composition gives it a warm reddish-brown tone when freshly minted, which over time develops into various shades of brown depending on how it was preserved. Unlike later wartime issues such as the 1943 steel penny, the 1940 penny retains its full copper appearance, one of the reasons collectors admire it. The coin also has a smooth, plain edge typical of U.S. cents from the era. Historical context: America before the war. The year 1940 was a significant moment in U.S. history. While World War raged across Europe, the United States was still neutral. However, the economy had begun recovering from the Great Depression, and the mint resumed full coin production to meet the nation's growing financial activity. The 1940 Wheat Penny became a daily reminder of stability in uncertain times. It circulated heavily during the early 1940s, becoming a silent witness to one of the most turbulent decades in human history. At first glance, the 1940 Wheat Penny might appear common. After all, hundreds of millions were struck. However, collectors treasure these coins in mint state condition or higher, where the original luster and sharp details remain untouched. Coins with red coloration are especially sought after, as the copper's original shine adds tremendous visual appeal. Rare varieties, such as double-die obverse or off-center strikes, can make a 1940 penny worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition and rarity. In circulated condition, the 1940 penny usually holds a modest value of 5 to 50 cents, depending on its wear. However, uncirculated examples in brilliant red condition can range from $5 to over $50. Exceptional examples graded red have been known to sell for over $2,000 at major auctions. Collectors often look for coins that show minimal contact marks, strong strike details, and full original mint luster, all of which increase desirability and price. Famous errors and varieties. Some of the most interesting versions of the 1940 Wheat Penny are its error coins. These include double-die errors, die cracks, and repunched mint marks on the Denver and San Francisco issues. The double-die obverse coins, where letters or numbers appear doubled, are particularly rare and highly collectible. Another fascinating type is the off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because of a misaligned die during minting, making each error coin one of a kind. End of the Wheat Penny error. The 1940 wheat penny represents the late phase of the wheat ears design, which ran from 1909 to 1958. After that, in 1959, the reverse design changed to the Lincoln Memorial in honor of Lincoln's 150th birthday. Thus, the 1940 issue stands as part of a proud tradition of early coinage that connected America's past and future, linking the ideals of freedom and perseverance embodied by Abraham Lincoln. Conclusion: a symbol of American strength. Today, the 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny remains more than just an old coin. It is a symbol of endurance, history, and craftsmanship. Each 1-cent piece from this year carries with it a story from a time when the world was changing rapidly and America was preparing to face new challenges. For collectors and history lovers alike, owning a 1940 wheat penny is like holding a small, copper-colored piece of America's proud heritage, a coin that once passed through the hands of generations who built the modern world we live in today. Next up, the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the fascinating coins minted during a pivotal period in American history. Struck at the Denver Mint in 1945, this 1-cent coin carries more than just its copper value. It represents the end of World War II and the return to peace and prosperity in the United States. Millions of these pennies were produced that year, but collectors cherish them for their link to an era of great change and national optimism. The D mint mark, located just below the date on the coin's obverse side, signifies that it was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the primary mints operating during the century. The obverse front of the coin features the familiar and iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday, this design was the first U.S. coin to depict a real historical figure. The obverse carries the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1945, along with the small D mint mark. The design has a deep sense of dignity and national pride, symbolizing Lincoln's legacy as a leader who preserved the Union during the Civil War. On the reverse backside, the coin features 2 stylized wheat ears surrounding the denomination 1 cent and the country's name United States of America. Above this is the motto EPLURIBUSUNUM, meaning out of many one. The wheat ears symbolize prosperity and growth, values that perfectly match the post-war optimism of the American people in 1945. This wheat reverse design was used from 1909 until 1958, after which it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. In terms of composition, the 1945 D penny was struck from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams with a diameter of 19 millimeters. During the early 1940s, the U.S. Mint temporarily changed the composition of pennies to zinc-coated steel in 1943 due to wartime copper shortages. However, by 1944 and 1945, the Mint returned to using the traditional bronze alloy as copper from recycled shell casings became available again. This gives the 1945 D penny a rich, warm tone, often admired by collectors for its distinct reddish-brown luster. The mintage of the 1945 D penny was remarkably high. Around 266,268,000 coins were struck at the Denver Mint alone. This abundance means that the coin is not considered rare in circulated condition. However, the true value of the 1945 D wheat penny lies in its condition, color, and mint state. Well-preserved examples with bright red luster and no signs of wear are much rarer and can command significantly higher prices in today's coin market. Collectors often classify these coins based on color: red, red-brown RB, and brown BN, with full red examples being the most valuable. In circulated condition, the 1945 D penny might only be worth a few cents, typically between 5 and 15 cents depending on wear. However, in uncirculated grades, especially and above, the value can rise dramatically. A high-grade 1945 D penny with full red coloration can be worth anywhere from $10 to over $100, depending on its quality and the demand among collectors. Exceptional examples certified by professional grading services can fetch even higher prices at auctions. What makes this coin historically significant is not just its design or metal content, but the context of the time in which it was minted. In 1945, the United States was emerging from the devastation of World War. Soldiers were returning home, industries were shifting from wartime production to consumer goods, and the economy was booming. The 1945 D penny, made from recycled war materials, became a symbol of resilience and renewal, an everyday coin that carried the spirit of victory and peace. Over the years, the 1945 D wheat penny has also become a gateway coin for new collectors. Its affordability and historical importance make it an ideal starting point for those interested in building a Lincoln cent collection. Many coin enthusiasts still search for these pieces in rolls of old pennies or inherit them from relatives, only to discover that this little coin has a big story behind it. In summary, the 1945 D Lincoln Wheat Penny stands as a powerful reminder of America's triumph in World War and the beginning of a new chapter in its history. Though it may not be the rarest or most valuable penny in numismatic terms, it carries a rich legacy of perseverance, patriotism, and craftsmanship. Each coin serves as a tangible link to the past, proof that even the smallest pieces of change can hold immense historical and emotional value. Next up, the 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a fascinating coin that bridges the era between wartime and peacetime America. Struck just after the end of World War, this humble 1-cent piece carries deep historical meaning, marking both the nation's triumph in war and its transition into a new age of prosperity and reconstruction. Made primarily from copper, this coin was part of the famous Lincoln Wheat series, a design that had already become iconic since its introduction in 1909. When we talk about the 1946 penny, we are referring to a coin that symbolizes the return to normalcy. During the war years of 1943 to 1945, the U.S. Mint had to conserve copper for military use, leading to the creation of the famous 1943 steel cent. But by 1946, copper was once again available, and the mint resumed its traditional bronze composition, consisting of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This restoration of materials made the 1946 cent the first truly post-war Lincoln penny, giving it a special place in numismatic history. The obverse front of the coin features Abraham Lincoln's bust, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design was originally introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The inscription "In God We Trust" arches above Lincoln's head, with liberty to his left and the date 1946 to his right. Below the date, you may find a small mint mark, D for the Denver Mint, S for San Francisco, or no mark at all, indicating it was struck in Philadelphia. On the reverse back, you'll see the classic wheat ears design, also by Brenner, showing two curved wheat stalks along the sides that frame the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. At the top, the motto EPLURIBUSUNUM, out of many one, appears, symbolizing the unity of the American states. This wheat ears motif gave the coin its popular nickname, the Wheat Penny. The 1946 Lincoln cent was minted in large quantities as the U.S. economy boomed after the war. The Philadelphia Mint produced around 991,655,000 coins, the Denver Mint struck about 315,690,000, and the San Francisco Mint created 198,100,000. This makes it one of the most common dates in the series, ensuring that millions remain in circulation and collections today. Despite its abundance, high-grade specimens and rare error varieties still command strong collector interest. Some 1946 wheat pennies are known for fascinating minting errors, including double dies, off-center strikes, and mint marks, especially from the Denver and San Francisco mints. These rare variations can increase the coin's value significantly. For instance, a 1946 D penny with a strong mint mark, RPM, or a high-grade red example can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. In circulated condition, most 1946 wheat pennies are worth just a few cents, typically between 2 and 10 cents because of their massive mintage. However, uncirculated coins with full original red luster, graded as red or by coin grading standards, can bring $5 to $30 or more depending on condition and mint mark. And error specimens can exceed $100 to $500 in rare cases. Beyond its market value, the 1946 wheat penny holds tremendous historical and emotional significance. It reflects a time when Americans were rebuilding after global conflict, soldiers were returning home, and optimism filled the air. The reintroduction of copper coins represented stability, a signal that the nation was healing and moving forward into an era of progress. For collectors today, the 1946 Lincoln Wheat Cent is a cherished piece of Americana. It offers a glimpse into a transformative chapter in U.S. history and remains one of the most accessible and symbolic coins of the entire Wheat Penny series. Whether found in a relative's old coin jar or carefully preserved in a collection, the 1946 penny reminds us of a generation's resilience and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the man whose image continues to inspire equality, freedom, and unity. Next up, the 1951 cent wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln Wheat Cent, is a fascinating piece of American coinage history. Struck during the post-World War era, this coin holds both historical and numismatic importance. The design of the Lincoln Wheat Penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1950, the design had already become one of the most beloved and enduring in American coin history. The obverse side features the classic bust of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, symbolizing honor, leadership, and American unity. The reverse side displays two stylized wheat stalks on either side of the coin with the inscription 1 cent and United States of America, a design that gave the coin its popular nickname, Wheat Penny. In 1950, the Lincoln Wheat Cent was minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. The Philadelphia Mint produced the largest number, striking 272,635,000 coins. The Denver Mint followed with 334,950,000, while the San Francisco Mint struck 118,505,000. Together, these figures make the 1950 issue one of the most plentiful in the Wheat Penny series. Despite its large mintage, collectors find the 1950 Wheat Penny appealing due to its clean design, high production quality, and the fact that it represents the beginning of a decade of significant change in U.S. coinage history. The composition of the 1950 Wheat Penny remained the same as earlier years: 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it a rich reddish-brown color when freshly minted. Over time, these coins developed different patinas ranging from bright red to dark brown depending on their storage conditions. Collectors often categorize them based on color grade: red, red-brown RB, or brown BN. Those that have retained their original red luster are considered highly desirable and command premium prices in the collector's market today. In terms of design details, Victor D. Brenner's initials, VDB, were originally placed on the reverse at the bottom between the wheat stalks in 1909, but were removed shortly afterward due to public criticism. However, by 1918, the initials were restored, this time on the obverse below Lincoln's shoulder, where they remain to this day. The 1950 Wheat Penny continues this corrected version, maintaining the integrity of Brenner's design and craftsmanship. The 1950 Wheat Penny circulated widely in everyday commerce throughout the 1950s, serving as a reminder of Lincoln's enduring legacy and America's post-war growth. The economy was booming, and millions of these cents passed through the hands of workers, families, and children. Because of its abundance, most of the 1950 wheat pennies were heavily used, and finding examples in pristine, uncirculated condition is becoming increasingly rare. Mint state coins, particularly those with full luster and no wear, are prized among collectors. When it comes to value, most circulated 1950 wheat pennies are worth around 2 to 5 cents, depending on condition. However, uncirculated examples can fetch anywhere from $1 to $15, and exceptional pieces graded or higher can sell for over $150. Proof-like specimens and those with strong strikes and deep red color are especially valuable. The 1950D and 1950S issues, while common in lower grades, are sought after in high mint state due to the quality of their strikes and their historical charm. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1950 wheat penny is the existence of a few error varieties, which make them even more intriguing for collectors. Some known errors include off-center strikes, die cracks, and double die. These minting mistakes occurred during the coin production process and are now highly collectible, with some commanding hundreds of dollars depending on their rarity and condition. In a historical sense, the 1950 wheat penny represents more than just a small copper coin. It's a symbol of America's optimism after the challenges of the 1940s. The nation was transitioning into a new era of prosperity and technological advancement, and these pennies became a daily part of that story. They were used in vending machines, lunch counters, and stores across the country, tangible reminders of an America on the move. By 1950, the Lincoln Wheat Cent design had already been in circulation for over 4 decades, and it would continue to be used until 1958. In 1959, the reverse design changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This makes the 1950 wheat penny part of the final decade of the classic, wheat ear design, which today is considered a golden era for U.S. coin collectors. Today, the 1950 1-cent wheat penny stands as a cherished piece of mid-century American coinage. Whether found in a jar of old change, inherited from a family collection, or purchased from a coin dealer, it continues to fascinate collectors with its history, design, and symbolism. Its affordability also makes it a perfect starting point for beginners, while high-grade examples and rare errors attract serious numismatists. The 1950 wheat penny is not just a coin, it's a little piece of American heritage, linking the past to the present through the image of one of the nation's greatest leaders. Next up, The 1958 D. Lincoln Wheat Cent marks a significant closing chapter in the long and beloved wheat penny series of the United States. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint and bears the D mint mark just below the date on the obverse side. The 1958 D penny holds a special place in American numismatic history, as it was the final year that the U.S. Mint produced the famous wheat reverse design that had appeared on the cent since 1909, the year that honored the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The coin's design, composition, and place in history make it a fascinating collectible for both novice and experienced coin enthusiasts. The obverse front of the 1958 D Wheat Penny features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. This portrait was the first depiction of a real person ever used on a regular U.S. coin, a decision that initially sparked debate but quickly became a beloved national symbol. Around Lincoln's profile are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" at the top, "Liberty" to the left, and the date, 1958, with a small D mint mark to the right. The reverse back side of the coin carries Brenner's simple yet iconic design of two wheat stalks curving along the sides, framing the denomination 1 cent and the words United States of America. Above, the familiar motto "EPLURIBUS UNUM" appears. This wheat ears reverse was soon to be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959, making the 1958 D penny the last of its kind. In terms of composition, the 1958 D Wheat Penny continued the post-1944 standard of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it its distinctive reddish-brown tone. The Denver Mint produced these coins in massive quantities, over 800 million pieces, making them quite common in circulation at the time. Because of this large mintage, most 1958 D cents are not considered rare today. However, those that have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially with a full red luster, can command premium prices among collectors. The year 1958 was one of transition for U.S. coinage and for American society as a whole. The wheat cent had served as a symbol through two world wars, the Great Depression, and countless cultural changes. When the Lincoln Memorial reverse replaced it in 1959, the new design represented modern progress and national unity. For collectors, however, the 1958 D Wheat Penny symbolizes the end of an era, the close of a 50-year legacy that began with President Theodore Roosevelt's push for more artistic U.S. coinage designs. There are also a few notable varieties and errors known for the 1958 D penny, although the most famous doubled die cent of that year actually came from the Philadelphia Mint, 1958 no mint mark. The 1958 doubled die obverse is one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever discovered, with only a few known examples valued at over $1 million. While no major doubled die is confirmed from the Denver Mint for 1958 D, collectors still search for minor variations, die cracks, off-center strikes, and other minting anomalies that can increase a coin's value. In the collector's market today, the 1958 D Wheat Penny in average circulated condition is worth about 1 to 5 cents, slightly above face value due to its copper content and historical importance. However, coins graded red mint state or higher can range from $10 to $30 or more, and those with exceptional brilliance or proof-like surfaces can fetch even higher prices. A perfectly preserved red example has been known to sell for over $1,000 in auctions, highlighting the appeal of condition rarity among collectors. The 1958 D penny's enduring legacy lies not in its rarity but in its symbolism. It serves as a bridge between America's early past and its modern identity. Every 1958 D cent carries the image of Lincoln, a timeless reminder of freedom, equality, and perseverance, paired with the agricultural wheat motif that represented the country's foundation in hard work and growth. This beautiful balance between tradition and progress makes the 1958 D Wheat Penny one of the most sentimental and historically significant coins in U.S. numismatic history. If you enjoyed learning about the 1958 D Wheat Penny, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing coin histories and rare coin facts. Money sparkles. Your support helps us bring more hidden treasures and numismatic stories from history to life. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a story. Scroll.